This house is about to go to the market to be sold, and we're here to apply our market filter. And you see, the problem that most people have is they think their real estate agent is gonna do this for them, but that's not how it works. So let me show you. Now, the first thing that we did is during the renovation itself, we applied what we call the big three. The first three things that people are gonna see when they look at the house, when they look at the photos of the house, or when they actually approach the house. And those are the front, the landscaping, the curb appeal, and then as you walk into this place, you have new floors and fresh paint, which in this price point is a big three item. And then if you keep coming in through the kitchen, we have a renovated kitchen. Now, there's a little bit of funkiness going on with the cabinets because we thought it was gonna be a rental. Originally, we had bought this for a rental, but the problem is right now, interest rates are super high and it doesn't make this make sense as a rental. And so we had to scramble to change it into a flip as opposed to being a rental. So you can see that I have a brand new shaker cabinets here. I have some older shaker cabinets here. I have a different style of shaker cabinet here, and then a different style right here, and then a whole different style altogether right there. Because a lot of times in rentals, I'll take leftover products from a flip or something that I had pulled out of a higher end house, and I'll put them into the rentals because it doesn't really matter as long as they're painted the same. So when you're thinking about a renovation, what's the difference between a flip and a rental? You're always doing the safety and liability stuff. You're always gonna make sure that the house isn't bleeding, meaning water's not coming in and destroying the house. Next, you're gonna apply the level of renovation that matches the comps in the neighborhood. So new floors, new paint, LVP, this kind of look matches everything else in the neighborhood. And then finally, you apply the big three. Now on a flip, I'm gonna spend a little bit more money on the big three than I'm going to in a rental. Hey? Uh-huh. Aha. Now, we want to prevent people from parking back here and walking into the side door. It's like the worst way they could possibly come in. What we want to do is get people to pull up, park at the front, and walk into that front door. And so we got to think about ways that we can make sure that happens instead of this driveway.
See, every little thing matters. So the kitchen is part of the big three, so I really don't like the stickiness on here. The whole idea of the big three and the whole market filter is that you create the lens that they see the rest of the house through. So I spend a lot of time focused on the first three things, and then I really think a lot about how I'm gonna make sure that they see those first three things first. It'd be terrible if I thought about the whole walkthrough as if they were walking in the front door and then they pull up in the back and walk in that side door. So I think a lot about that. You see, the power of the big three and the market filter is that once you've created it, then you move past the big three, which at this point in the house, I'm past the big three. I don't need to focus as much on this bathroom, for instance. I didn't have to go super high end with any of this stuff. Did like a regular tub insert, because by the time they get past the big three, they already have either been sold on the house or they're not sold on the house. And if they're already sold on the house, then the rest of the walkthrough is just about not unselling them, making sure there's not super disgusting things. So nothing crazy about this bathroom, but nothing crazy bad about this bathroom. And on the flip side, let's say that I spent $10,000 on that bathroom, making it the best bathroom you've ever seen. If the big three didn't sell them, they're not getting sold in the back half of the house. Now, what are some things that would really turn people off? Well, this big dump in the toilet. There's certain senses that just are gonna turn you off about a home. And that's what we're talking about. Somebody's gonna make this house their home, and they don't wanna see this stuff in the toilet. That's gonna make them have a totally different impression of this house. So everything that I do right now is about giving them and preserving the right feeling about this house. So anyway, I failed to bring my toilet bowl scrubber, so bye-bye duster.
No, are you?
Oh yeah. Got to, man. Got to have clean toilets. Yum, yum. It's got to look clean, smell clean, and be the color of clean. Oh yeah, it's already getting blue. Look at that. Now. I need to get it right up in here. Huh? Nice. Way better.
Let's put it right here so they smell it right when they walk in. Ooh, maybe if I put it upside down, that would work better.
Nice. Now, the market filter is applied. Blue stuff in the toilets. We've sealed all the cracks. We've WD-40'd the hinges if they're creaking. There was none creaking here. We actually did that before. Got the Glade plug in. Now it smells good. We've dusted what we need to dust, cleaned out the toilet. Got that spider web right there. Now, tomorrow, we're gonna have somebody come in and spray paint these vents because they look old and disgusting before we list the thing. Most people aren't thinking about those little things that make all of the difference. But even if they do think about those, then they think that the real estate agent is gonna do the rest. And the reality is, real estate agents are not thinking this strategically, except for mine. She's my wife. If I don't say that, I'm sleeping outside tonight. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that this is presented correctly in photos. Now, there's quite a few things that you want to think about in photos. The first thing is, what photos are you going to take? The goal here is not to take photos that show every nook and cranny of the house. The goal is one thing, is to get people to book a showing to get to the house and actually experience all this work that you've put forth. And to do that, you don't need to show every room in the house. You need to show the things that are the most enticing. I need to think about the way that people are gonna approach the house, how they're gonna walk in, what they're gonna see, and those are the photos that I need to really focus on. I need to focus on other features and benefits of the house, like there's a great mountain, or at least a hill behind the house that really gives this house a really nice look, and so I wanna make sure to accent that. I wanna accent the different parts of the neighborhood that look good. So now for the photos themselves. Now, it's really important that you're not using an iPhone or some other crappy means to make photos. You need to use high quality, professional grade gear. That's a camera that can shoot in high resolution. You want to make sure that you're thinking about the composition of the photo. You want to make sure that you bring what you need for lighting. You need to make sure that you have a post-production editing software. You need to make sure that you're shooting in RAW, that you're using a certain bit rate. Yeah, I know. Just hire a photographer. You don't know how to do it. It only costs a couple $100. You'll get great photos, but you do need to know how to direct them appropriately. And that's where you're gonna show them what you wanna accentuate in the photos themselves. All right, so I would like you to go down this street, get a view of the house that is that it's down that street, but it's showing that there's like a nice broad street coming right at it. But you want to try to not have that in the frame.
The crappy house.
Yes. Okay, and then another shot that we want to see would be like this with the mountain. That's huge. Yeah, that's going to be a great shot. And then if we could get something to where you can see that brand new house right there, for sure, like some front views or whatever. Like, get wild with it too, so I can see some different things. I might try to get a photo from back here. I don't know if I'd use it, but that's like from low to where it makes it look just humongous. I don't think there's anything to show here.
You don't ever show like the electrical?
No, I would if it was if I was gonna sell to another investor. I've done that with other ones where I show that it's got a new sewer line and a new HVAC, but that's really when there's nothing else to highlight, whereas there's a lot to highlight here. And then, your standard photos. You want to have one bedroom for sure. So I would take all of them and we'll use the one that's got the best lighting. And as much of a big view as you can get. And just a note for everybody is that the ideal thing here, I think, would have been to run the flooring this way as opposed to widthwise. Whatever way you run it, it pushes the house that way. So this might make it feel a little bit wider, but I would have liked to run it this way to where it would be more it looks really expansive, Yeah, this way instead of that way. And then a lot in here, try a lot of different angles. Oh, these are...
Oh, those are stickers. Who would do that? Who would do that stupid thing twice, too?
People who hate me. Yeah, and I would get some pictures of the bathrooms. I mean, the bathrooms are nice. It's new stuff. Blue stuff. Nice, dude. See, feels cleaner already. Show me the blue. Oh yeah. Way better.
Way better.
Totally worth a duster. Okay, well, I think that without applying the right market filter, I'd be looking at selling this house for like 165, maybe 170. And I think that with this applied appropriately, I can push to $200,000, listed at 195, 199. We'll see once we get all the photos back and take a look at how they compare with the rest of the neighborhood. But in, you know, the pre-research that we've done, I think that's where we'll land. In this price point, you know, it's different in higher end price points, but in this price point, the market filter is the difference between investors wanting to buy this for a rental versus homeowners wanting to buy this to be their personal residence. The next step is making sure when we get those photos back that we present them properly. And I'm going to show you how to do that from my computer. Now, we got this house listed and we're already under contract, which is pretty impressive because the market has kind of slowed down around here and really throughout the US right now. We're kind of in a gridlock, but it only took a week or two for this thing to get under contract, and we're actually under contract at 195. I don't think I'm supposed to say what we're actually under contract for. Anyway, it's going to close here in the next few weeks. And I just want to go over some of the things that we talked about when we were out at the job site. First, the pictures. So you can see how we are trying to present this house in a way that makes it appealing, because the goal of the pictures is to get you to book a showing. We want the most people we can get into that house. Obviously, you don't want to be unrealistic with the house. You need to show it in a way that is true, but that doesn't mean you need to show every nook and cranny of that house. And now you notice that through this front door, you don't go right into the kitchen. You actually have to go through this living room right here. But the living room is not very enticing, so we actually put that towards the end here, and we showed the good stuff first. So the kitchen in this particular house is part of our big three, even though it's not necessarily the thing you see right when you stick your head in the door. But the kitchen looks great. The pictures came out nice. There's some things that we could have done better, but this house is in a very like first time home buyer type of neighborhood. It's like a low B class, maybe even a C class neighborhood. The max price that we were ever going to be able to get for this house is low 200s if we really over renovated it, but we chose to go to the baseline like we always do with our renovation. And like, I'm really happy with the $200,000 price point. And I'll show you some of the numbers here in just a second. I really love these pictures. I love how we highlighted those mountains right there. And actually on the MLS, these pictures come up first, or they should per my direction. The mountain pictures. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we would really want to show off that mountain. Now, remember in the copywriting, the description, we don't want to tell people what the features are. We want to help them experience that house. We want them to feel that house. We want them to feel the benefits of the house. What will they get out of the house? So we spent a lot of time thinking about the listing copywriting itself. And this is really a throwaway for a lot of people. This is where you see the disgusting, welcome to 902 West 38th, or welcome to 123 West Main Street. And I think that's disgustingly lazy copywriting, and it doesn't entice anybody to take action, which is the goal of copywriting, is entice people to take action. The action we want them to take is to book a showing. Let's read this together. Imagine starting your day sipping a coffee while taking in the breathtaking views of Lookout Mountain. I can feel that. Can you feel that? Now, after enjoying your morning brew nestled in the valley of the mountains, take a quick walk or car ride to the historic St. Elmo district, where restaurants, shops, and character await. Now, St. Elmo is like one of the top neighborhoods around here. It's a very trendy place to live, and the price tags on the houses are also trending to the up direction. This is not quite St. Elmo, but we want to have people imagine being able to walk to St. Elmo. They almost get like the cheaper version of St. Elmo, and it's right around the corner. And I want to let people know that. I want them to read this and really imagine themselves doing that same thing. After partaking in the hustle and bustle of town, retreat back to your quaint and peaceful abode. Situated on a corner lot, you can delight in the privacy this home offers while still in close proximity to the culture and community of Chattanooga. You get the idea. A little shout out for the realtor on this one, Working Moms Realty, Lisa Paller. Great lady, guys. If you're looking for a realtor, you're in Chattanooga, that's who you want. I was not forced to give that message, even though that might be my wife. Now, as promised, I'm going to give you some numbers here. This renovation sucked, and it went further than it should have. I think that I had initially budgeted around $50,000, ended up costing like $75,000. By the time it was all said and done, we ended up having to redo all the electrical, all the plumbing, and the mechanical. We even had to bring a new sewer line to the road. And so the cost really got out of hand. And you can see in the pictures that, like, it's not like I gutted the place, just the utilities, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and fixing some of the stuff really adds up. I mean, we put in some new cabinets, but these are like the base cabinets up at Home Depot, and then we painted them to match some of the other cabinets that were already there, like these over here. Obviously, I didn't get new appliances, and I know you're thinking, geez, $75,000 and you didn't even do any of that stuff. Yeah, guys, I mean, construction costs money. You know, we did put in a new vanity, we did the shower tub surround, we had to fix some of the floors, they were wavy. Oh, we also had to put in a sump pump. The crawl space had flooded because a water line underneath the ground actually ruptured and was flooding the basement. So we had to dig that up and replace it. There's quite a few unexpected things on this project, but there are a lot of times unexpected things on projects. $75,000 on the renovation when I only planned for $50,000. I did replace the roof, by the way. That was a cost. So did I make any money? Well, fortunately, guys, I was able to purchase this thing in an off-market deal for a whopping $40,000. So $40,000 plus the $75,000 in renovation. And in that $75,000, I am including some other costs like insurance, builder's risk policy, utilities. I'm including things like maintaining the property, like mowing the grass, property taxes. I'm including all those things in the construction costs. But the one thing that we're not including is the financing, which a lot of people happen to do when they're telling you numbers about a property. So let's just look at some numbers here. We have $40,000 plus the $75,000. So we had costs of $115,000, and we had, let's see, I bought it in 3/10/2023. Jesus. Guess this project's been going on for a while. Not in a big hurry. So that means that I have basically had it for, so 12% is what we end up paying in interest. So that would be $1,150 per month, basically 18 months by the time it's all said and done. 20 G's on interest costs. That sucks for me, right? But that's the name of the game sometimes when you're not prioritizing a project. So $135,700 is what I ultimately spent on this project. Now we're going to sell it for $195,000. I'm going to have to pay realtor fees and closing costs. So I like to figure all that at around 6 to 7%. So let's just say 7%. So of that $195,000, I'll clear $181,350. We were all in for $137,500. That means that I will clear $43,850 on this deal. I'd say that's pretty good. Remember that I had $115,000 plus the $20,000, so I had $135,000 cash in the deal. I like to look at what my return on that investment would be. So the $43,850 divided by 135, that's a 32% return on my investment. It was over a year and a half, not a year. So, you know, better than 20% return for a year. That's a great return on an investment. Some would argue that you should get a better return as a flipper, but you got to remember that all of the companies that we're hiring, we also own. Vertical integration, that makes it worth it. So as an investor, we made 32% of a return on that investment. But we borrowed all the money, $0 of our own money in the game. So that's basically $43,850 out of thin air, just with skills. That's what it's all about. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is, guys, flipping houses is simply the platform on which you build all of these other things. And I know that you see a lot of things out there, maybe on HGTV, where they're getting $50,000 to $100,000 profits off of each one of these houses. I don't think they're going through all their costs, one. And two, I think that it's not about those home runs. It's about safe base hits. And flipping houses as a platform, it's a platform for you to build the skills and the relationships that allow you to do this repetitively. It's those same skills and relationships that are going to allow you to buy rental real estate. Basically the difference between a flip and a rental is only the exit strategy. Instead of selling it to the market like I just did, you would just refinance it and you would knock out that loan that we had on the property, and then you would hold it, put tenants in. So flipping is a platform for holding long-term rental real estate and truly building wealth. But it is also the platform for you to vertically integrate, which means that instead of hiring some Joe Schmo general contracting company, we hired our own general contracting company. And instead of hiring some whatever name mechanical, electrical, plumbing company, we were able to hire our own. We were able to hire our own dumpster company. We were able to hire my wife to go sell the property. That is vertical integration, and flipping gives you the platform to ultimately be able to do that. And that way, the work that you do for your day job is also the work that you do for your long-term investing. And that's what we created this channel to teach you guys how to do. And thanks for showing up.